to make my show informative, interesting, and entertaining. Be sure to listen to Seattle Here and Now on Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
This is the news on Rainier Avenue Radio.
Hash.com reports that Washington's latest official quarantine guidance legally requires 14-day quarantines for passengers from the UK and South Africa, where mutated coronavirus strains appear to make the illness easier to spread. And they go as follows. First, stay in quarantine for 14 days after your last contact. Certain high-risk settings or groups should use the 14-day quarantine option. The people who have recently been to countries with the new virus strain, people who work or stay in a correctional facility or other places. Second, if this is not possible, stay in quarantine for 10 days after your last contact without additional testing, but also keep watch for symptoms until day 14. Lastly, under special circumstances, it may be possible to end quarantine after 7 full days beginning after your last contact and after receiving a negative result from a test. Get tested no sooner than 48 hours before ending quarantine. This will depend on the availability of testing resources. Again, keep watching for symptoms until day 14.
And that's your news on Rainier Avenue Radio.
Oh, yes, it's ladies' night.
This is Paul Pearson, host of Star Time. And when I'm not trying out new wigs and cocktail dresses, I'm listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Welcome to Real Estate and Money, a half-hour program on Rainier Avenue Radio.world designed to help you whether you're a buyer, seller, investor, or renter in real estate. Your hosts are 3 local professionals who will escort you on your journey. Violeta Strash, who has years of media advertising and marketing experience and brings this extensive knowledge to John L. Scott Real Estate and all our clients. Tina Lombard, who is a mortgage loan originator with Cardinal Financial with over 28 years of experience, and Elsie Chaudoin, who has over 13 years of experience as a licensed real estate broker. And now here's Violeta, Tina, and Elsie.
Well, hello, everyone. How are you? I'm happy in between Christmas and New Year's Eve.
Yes, it's actually the last Tuesday of the month, or actually the year.
Of the year. Can you believe it? But before we get going, we've got a phone number of 206-290-9665, and that's the conversation. And also, one of us after, the phone number is 206-717-4490. That will be outside the show. So we've got a really interesting show today. We're going to talk to you more about listing your home, or also think about how to identify whether it's a good time for you to refinance or purchase. Without any further ado, here's Elsie.
All right. Thanks, Tina. So as we were saying, it's the last Tuesday of the year. So it's the 52nd Tuesday. And this is for a week of December 22nd through the 28th, 2020. So in King County, we've got active 76 homes at the average price of $782,000. We have sold 315 homes at the average price of $939,000. And in 2019, we have sold 306 homes at the average price of $795,000, which gives us an increase of 18%. In Pierce County, we have 45 homes that are active at the average price of $599,000. We have sold 195 homes at the average price of $461,000. And in 2019, we have sold 172 homes at the average price of $405,000, which gives us an increase of 13%. And in Snohomish County, we have active 28 homes at the average price of $585,000. We have sold 132 homes at the average price of $651,000. And in 2019, we have sold 134 homes at the average price of $539,000. And I don't know if you noticed, but inventory has been even lower than half what it was last week. And I don't know if you also noticed that in Pierce County versus Snohomish, Pierce is actually a little higher in price, average price. So we've got 45 homes at the average price of $599,000 in Pierce County. And in Snohomish, we have 28 homes at the average price of $585,000. So that's about what, $14,000 difference. So that means Pierce County is creeping up. So I don't know if there's any more great deals in Pierce County. Isn't that amazing? Oh, you were on mute, Tina.
Great. So here I am. Okay. So what do you attribute that to? Do you think it has to do with people just want outside the city, traffic, is a job? What do you think is the trend there?
Yeah, I obviously think that it's people staying home, being able to pick where they want to live, and the fact that I'm not sure how many articles have come out this past year about Tacoma being the fastest growing city in the state or in the area as far as real estate goes. And so,
I mean, that's just some great stuff there. I just know that Pierce County, I lived and I worked in Pierce County for many, many years, and it is tranquil. It is beautiful. If you don't have to drive into downtown Seattle, you know, go live somewhere where the trees and mountains and some freshness and some traffic relief.
Absolutely. Yes. I can't wait to see the day that Pierce County will actually exceed King County, if that'll ever happen.
Yeah, that's coming. Yeah, I think it's coming soon. You know, it's everything changes. You know, everything has an ebb and flow, and so so who knows? Maybe one day soon, maybe not. But yeah, I know that you and Violeta, she's coming in just a little bit late, but you guys are going to be talking about listing your home, selling your house. You're retaining a series of that. So maybe you can give us some insight to Pierce County, to what have you. But without any further ado, again, let's go ahead and talk about your selling, listing your home.
Yeah. So I believe in this series we're doing open houses, and we are hosting open houses, just not in the traditional sense of putting your sign out in the front saying it's open from 12 to 2, come on in, and physically looking at the house. We're actually doing virtual open houses where there's a certain time that we're advertising it. Let's say Saturday from 12 to 2. We are virtually going in there. We are in the house, just a realtors, and we are advertising it on Facebook, on realtor.com as open houses. And you can ask any type of question. So I, as a realtor, would be walking around with my camera, and let's say I get somebody that asks, like, well, what's the kitchen counters made of? And I could just kind of point down with my camera on my phone and say, hey, it's made out of quartz, and kind of give it just a little bit more of that, closer look.
Wow. That is very, very good. That is really good. I'm glad you're doing that. So how long have you been doing that? And is that something from here on out you're going to be offering?
It actually already is being offered. I think this whole year it has allowed us to pivot actually to more of a technology type of, or a virtual type of business. And so, we're up and running.
I've partnered up with a lot of my realtors here, for open houses, and there's a lot of reasons why I do that. There's a lot of security reasons. Just so that you're safe and you have a partner with you open houses. But I can see a lot of benefit in this. You could probably reach more people when you do this online. Am I correct?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then you could also just set up private showings as well. But you're doing it more in a private setting, in a more intimate, let's say 2, maybe a couple for the private showings. And I would say that there's more serious buyers that way instead of just looky-loos.
That's wonderful. So
you actually want to pre-qualify folks, right, before they come in for the benefit of the seller. And then we take everybody's safety into mind too when we go into a home. So we take the COVID-19 protocols and do the sanitizing, the masks. Everybody wears masks and gloves, and you want to let your sellers know that that's how you're going to proceed with showing their home, and that you will sanitize after the group goes in with you, whoever it is, and you want to be safe too, because you're going into all these places as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just do the protocol.
Send me with the feedback. I turned off my phone.
Okay, yeah, good. It's silent now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still hear it, but
Let me make sure I turn off my phone too. But you said you talked a little bit about pre-approval. So as a listing agent, is that the first thing you ask when people do come in and they do make an offer? Tell us about that really quick.
well, I usually say, go call my friend Tina, because she's the one that's going to tell you how much you will qualify for. She'll get the information she needs from you. And for everybody, again, for safety purposes, you don't want everybody going in if they're not even qualified to buy that price of a home, right? So it's for the seller's benefit, your benefit, to get pre-qualified, and and you're not wasting your time showing these people homes that they may not be qualified for. So Tina will tell me, okay, so-and-so is, we've got her letter of approval, we'll qualify her for $500,000, let's say. And it's easier that way, all the way around. Don't you think, Elsie? Then you're not, you're not showing them places and then come to find out, oh, they qualify for 300. Oh, well.
Wait, how many times has that ever happened?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
All the time.
It has. I'm sure it does. But, go to Tina first. That's what I always say.
Thank you. Thank you. And you know, it's something, because a lot of times I'll tell people, if you look at income, you look at credit, and you look at down payment. Right? So some people have the income and they have a credit, but they don't have a down payment, or they don't have a combination of the three. So a lot of times I'll tell people, well, you're qualified for $510, and they'll make an offer on a $570,000 home. And they'll tell the listing agent, Tina qualified, we call her. I'm like, they're qualified for $1,210. Is your house $1,000? So I know a lot of listing agents, I have a personal talk with them, and I'm like, they're approved for $510,000. They're not approved for $500,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's
A lot of buyers are smarter though. They're given the price that's going to be their monthly payment, and a lot of them are actually trying to aim lower than that. However, the market, the real estate market, obviously, is really hot, and so because it's so hot, you are finding that fine line in regards to what you're showing them. So let's say they are pre-approved for 350. However, you're looking at the 300 mark. I've had a client that I've worked for several months, and we actually had to come up to that 350 mark, because that's really where it wasn't as competitive as to, like, let's say 320. And to add on to that, pre-approval, I just had a client call and say, hey, we're looking, we're just in town for the day, and we are looking to see if you can show us some homes. And I said, well, are you pre-approved? And they said, no, we're not. However, we're kind of looking at homes for 300,000. And I said, well, sure, I can take you out. However, whenever you're ready in a month or two, those homes are going to be gone. And I don't want you to get set on that. It's not even worth looking at it at that point. So get pre-approved. That's like the first important step to do was get pre-approved. And then that way you could be serious about stuff. And it also tells even if we were to put an offer in, and we don't have a pre-approval, if I was a listing agent, I would just toss that offer out, because, what are you doing? You have no business in this real estate market putting offers in. You can't prove that you can buy it.
Right. And it's very serious. A lot of people don't understand that. They got a house 15 years ago, and back then it was just very, very loosey-goosey. You have 45 days to get a loan, and you can state your income and close the loan. It's not like that nowadays. It's not like that. It's so competitive out there. So I can't emphasize that enough. You have to be pre-approved. And then also, too, if you got your sellers, where are you going after this? Do you have a plan? And find out from them, are they pre-approved to go somewhere else or what have you? Are they set? If they're set, they're more likely to accept an offer because they know where they're going.
Right.
But if they don't know, do I need 50,000? I need 100,000? What do I need to get into another house? If they don't know that number, then the offer comes in. They're like, wait, hold on, we haven't done the math. So a lot of times it's good for the sellers to also have somebody look over their finances to make sure they're copacetic. They know where they're going.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, we're going to take a little break right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Tune in to Real Estate and Money every Tuesday afternoon from 2:30 to 3 here on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Join your hosts Violeta Strash with John L. Scott Kent North, Elsie Chaudoin with Keller Williams Mountain to Sound and the LC Legacy Group, and Tina Lombard with Cardinal Financial. They'll help you navigate the waters of our volatile real estate market and offer you some guidance on how to make your hard-earned money work to make your dreams come true. Learn about current trends, get tips on financial matters, and have fun, interactive discussions about your home inside and out. That's Real Estate and Money.
Awesome. Okay.
So now we're talking financing, right? So Tina's going to start the discussion about when is it a good time to buy, to sell, or refinance your home.
Yes.
At this time. So
yes.
What do you think?
Yeah, so 2021 is just right around the corner. It's just in a couple of days. And people say, okay, what am I going to do for my long-term goals? But what am I going to do for 2021? So I am going to give you some tips to ask yourself to see if you should be refinancing or if you should be purchasing. So our number one topic is, of course, the rates are so low, they're still in the twos. They actually went down. They actually went down a couple of days ago, and usually between Christmas and New Year's is the lowest time of the year as far as interest rates are concerned.
Wow.
People say, well, should I refinance? Should I get on this bandwagon? So here's some things that you need to talk about. Should you refinance or not? First of all, ask what your interest rate is. If your interest rate is in the threes, you should probably refinance, or at least ask about it. Okay? If you have 3.25, 3.125, 3.5, 3.7, 4%, you need to be calling somebody up. Especially if you have a higher balance. If you have a balance of 250 or 300,000 or above, there used to be this rule of thumb, 2 points below what you have before you refinance. That's not the case anymore. It's like a half a point below you refinance. I mean, it's completely different because your balances are so much higher. So if you're anywhere of 3.25 or above, you should be calling for a refinance. Also, do you make a lot more money now than when you bought your house? So if you buy your house and you were making, let's say, $70,000 a year, because that was like 10 years ago, okay? And now you're 20 years left on your mortgage, and now you're making $150,000 a year. So did you refinance? Probably. Yeah. Okay, because you could probably do a lot more. I had one friend, she was like 28 years into it. She had 2 years left, and her payments were only $320 a month. I'm like, just pay the whole thing off. I'm like, yeah. So, find out if it makes sense. It makes sense. Now, if you have a mortgage under 150, maybe under 100,000, it may not be worth the water because it costs too much. Okay, so if you're under 100,000 in your balance, you're probably good already. Okay, you're fine. Now, are you thinking about downsizing? If you're thinking about downsizing, period, it may be a good time to refinance because maybe you could take your house now and turn it into a rental. Mm-hmm. So if you think about, well, I don't want to sell my house. I already got 2 point whatever or whatever the heck it is. My balance is $80,000. Look to see if you have any equity in your house. Equity costs. Take money out. See if you can actually invest in something else. Another house, another property, or stocks, bonds, or trips to college, or a trip around the world. See if you can take any cash out and if it's worth your while. So that's another time you should refinance. And if you're thinking you're going to be retiring in the next 5 years, 8 to 5 years, you should see about refinancing because you can do a lot more with your money right now and prep for retirement. Okay? So let's talk about, I want to go through these facts real quick so we can discuss it. But purchasing, this is the time for you to purchase. Well, are you stable in your job? And are you renting? Yeah, you probably should be purchasing. Okay. Yes. So if you're paying rent, let's say rent in your neighborhood is $2,000 a month. Well, we know that $2,000 a month probably gets you $2,000. So what are you doing? Okay. So if you're renting right now and you're stable at any other time, and you are renting, you should probably look into purchasing. Okay. If your lease is going to be up in the next 6 months, anywhere from 1 to 6 months, your lease is going to be up. Before you re-sign a lease, You need to find out if you qualify to purchase your own home. Okay. Now, if you're making a lot of money, period, there comes a point where you have too much money to not buy a home because you have no tax write-off. So if you're a single person, you're making $120,000 a year, $160,000 a year, $2 million bucks, single, no one else to spend money on. You should buy a house because if you're renting, you are throwing your money away. Okay, so just like Elsie said in our report earlier, houses are going up by 8, 10, 12% a year. If you're renting, you say, well, in 2 or 3 years, I'm going to get married, I'm going to move back to Kansas. So what? Buy a house, and you can also live off the equity. So if you're single and making a lot of money, you should not be renting. You should at least entertain the benefits of purchasing. Another thing, let's say you do have a house already. You're living in a house. Should you purchase? No. If you find that you can't even open your door because you have too much furniture or too much clothes or too much food, okay. You're close to your relatives. It's probably time to buy a new home. Okay. There's a lot of different things. If you were no longer working in an office, if you did everything to avoid traffic and live in downtown Seattle or live in downtown Bellevue or live somewhere that you really would rather not live, you just trying to avoid traffic, now is a good time to purchase because you're now working from home. There's no sense in being close to your work environment. Now may be a good time to purchase it. You may get top dollar. Obviously, you'll get top dollar for your money for your property right now. And you may be able to buy something in beautiful Coos County for a lot less. Your current mortgage go down and have twice as much square footage. So, if you are working now, like you did before, now may be a good time to purchase. And then the last thing, as far as purchasing concerned, if you have any life changes, you're getting married, you're getting divorced, if you're having a kid, if your kids are leaving, anything that you like off of you may be a good time to buy, either to buy down or to buy up. If there's any change, the house that you live in currently is not going to work. If you were divorced and you're living in the same house that your ex-spouse was in, that may not be conducive for a new spouse. Okay. If you're getting married, of course, if people are leaving, there's no sense in having 65,000 square foot home. Maybe it's you and whoever, and you're not going to live by the lake. So now is a good time if there's anything you live in lifetime in your life. Maybe a good time for you to purchase.
Yes, okay? Absolutely.
And those are very attainable goals in 2021. I'm not saying you have to move in 2021, but I'm saying that you probably should look into it in the first quarter of 2021. The first quarter, not June, not April, January to March. Look at it right now because these looks are not going to last forever. We've got a few more months. Look into it right now so you can plan the rest of the year.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Hey, just a word of tip though. I know Tina, you brought up, if you have too many things and you're renting, get a house. However, what you don't want to do is you don't want to pay for that storage space, right, in your home. So start getting rid of stuff and start cleaning house, because think about it. You're paying an extra space for, let's say, an extra room in your home just so that it could, store your clothes or your shoes. I mean, is it really worth it, right? So think about that when you're downsizing.
Yes.
You talking about me, Elsie?
Guilty.
I don't know. Are you feeling guilty there, V?
And it's funny because you don't have to. We're not telling you have to move. I'm just saying you should look into it. Find out, hey, Tina, how much you can get approved for 510. Elsie, V, what can I get for 510? Just entertain it. We're not telling you need to move, but you may go, what?
Yeah.
How much money? And I can live by the ocean? What was I doing? At least look into it. At least try on some shoes, right? Right, V?
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. And I have a 6-month lease here on this apartment, so I am motivated to buy something soon.
Yeah. Are you looking for space now, V?
Yes, I need a little bit more space because I have not 1 but 2 storage units. Yes.
Yeah.
See, this is the thing, though, too. a lot of the older homes, their closets are built differently. Like 1994 or 2000 on up, they've got giant walk-in closets because they have us in mind.
Right.
We live in our closet, not our bedroom.
Right.
So, I mean, new houses offer new opportunities. And now, the kitchens, you've got the big islands and everything. And the kitchens and family rooms are the focus in the heart of the house. Whereas before, the living room or the parlor was the focus. And then the kitchen. So if your lifestyle is different, I mean, just get out and start looking. I mean, it's like, I've been driving a car for 20 years. My daughter's like, really, Mom? Are you done now? Okay. So, I mean, it may be great, but go out and see what new things are built. Surround sound, Wi-Fi, there's all these different things now that may be cool for you. Ranch homes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Our knees may be going out. Ranch homes, different things.
That's what we're looking for. A smart home with all the, ability for technology to come in, really set up.
Yes.
So what do we have here? We have a couple of minutes. So Elsie.
Yes.
You want to say goodbye?
Oh, sure. Well, you guys, it's our last episode
I'm just
for
kidding.
2020. So let's make it a bang here.
Yes.
Say to all of our
real quick, what are you guys doing for New Year's? Anything? Anything fun?
Eating.
Oh.
Well, I'm actually in the South. I'm in Alabama, and we're expecting some floods. Actually, like a lot of rainfall. So I think we're gonna head to Georgia, which is like 2.5 hours away.
Oh wow! Very cool.
Yeah, higher ground. I agree.
Higher ground.
Yeah.
What about
not doing anything? No. Is there going to be any celebrations out there in the city? Probably not. No fireworks. No, I don't know. Be quiet. It's much like Christmas was quiet. So there you have it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, anyways, we'll see you next time. We'll see you in 2020. Happy New Year.
Yeah, happy New Year, everyone.
21.
It'll be a happier New Year, right?
Yes,
folks?
we look forward to it.
All right. Elsie, what's up for next week?
Oh, yeah.
You know?
So next week is our fifth episode of Sellers Market, and we'll be talking about negotiating. Once you get those offers in, what do you do? So we stay tuned, and we'll let you know how to sell your house and how to negotiate through that. All right.
Now we'll be talking about financial fitness, right?
Yes.
So on behalf of the Real Estate and Money team, I'm Violeta Strash with John L. Scott. Thank you all for listening. And we'll see you next week, Tuesday, 2:30. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to Real Estate and Money with your hosts, Violeta Strash, Tina Lombard, and Elsie Chaudoin. For more information, call 206-717-4490. That's 206-717-4490. Go to the Rainier Avenue Radio.world website to find a Real Estate and Money schedule, or tune into our live show every Tuesday afternoon from 2:30 to 3. We will help you find your dream home.